around 8,000 books and 8,000 journals and 22,000 books free of cost. Access through this Agora website. ORE, it is an environmental science website. Around 10,000 journals is available here and 20,000 book is free of cost. This name and around 8,000 journals and 20,000 books is available free of cost in this website. So this is for developing countries. There is some conditions. So those who have 1,200 US dollar per capita income, they are getting these services. And those who have more than that, there is some what can I say, condition for getting access to those journals who have contingents more than 1,200 per capita per year. Why open access? Why open access? Open access accelerated the discoveries. That means with open access, researcher can read and build on the findings of other research works without restriction. This is the one benefit. Next. Public and mass scientific and medical research is paid for with public fund. Open access allows a taxpayer to see the result of their investment. This is the another benefit. The next. Improved education. Open access means that teachers and their students have access to the latest research finding throughout the world. This is another benefit. Big problems in open access is quality. There is a plenty of predatory journals in the internet. So who knows the quality journals and who are not? So there is some factors or indicator to determine the quality journal and so these are the indicators of determining the quality journals and low quality journals. First of all, scope. If it is quality journals, the scope of statements of the journals will be clearly written. Next, audience. There will be dear audience, Professor Kaikobat, Dean, Faculty of Electronics Department, Bangladesh University of Science and Technology, Eugene Taslau. We congratulate him for these workshops. So next is audience. So journals must be identified the audience of the journals. It is for researcher, or it is for student, it is for practitioners, or so on. Then editorial board. Editorial will be clearly written, and editorial board members will be authority of that field. Affiliations. A good journal must be affiliated with the institutions or a center. Must be affiliated with the good institution or professional association. Fees and charge. If there is a fees and charge for publishing journals, then it should be clear in the journal side. DOI or registered in Global Serial Directory. Good journals, articles must be DOI. document object identifier, DOI, number, and also digital object identifier, and it must be registered in global serial directory. It must be ISSN, and there is a written policies of use and reuse of articles. And next is OASP members. OASP means Open Access Scholarly Publisher Associations member. And if it is not, then all are the negative indicator. That means scope are not given to the journal. Marketing, aggressive marketing. Journals itself marketing, no marketing. There is no structure. There is a structure of the article. There is no instructions about the author or contributor. There is no website, locations, there is no address. Or if there is address, it is wrong address. There is no information about the publisher. Single issue, but there is a repeated lead authors. That means একজন লেখকের 3-4টা আর্টিকেল থাকে। And there is no peer reviews and there is no copyright issues. So before using the open access articles or journals, we should check these points whether it is predatory journals or not. Open Access Scholarly Publisher Association. It is formed in 2008, and these are the 10 volunteer members: Biomed Central, Co-Action Publishing, and also Sales Publisher is here. And in addition to this 10, now over 50 publishers are the member of OASPA, including Taylor and Francis, Springer, Wiley, and some other big publishers also. This is Open Access Global Directory or site. So you can check whether the journal is predatory or not. You can check. This is the list of the journal's site. So you can check. This journal is available in this DOAR or Open Access directories. If it is available in this site, then you can consider it is not predatory journal. This is the side of Open Access directory. This is the DOAR, Directory of Open Access Journals. Around 25 lakhs articles are available in this site. 25 lakhs. And around 10,000 journals are available in this site, and around 130 countries has been participated in this directory. This is the directory of books. This is also open access books. So here around 8,000 free books is here, and it is good book, not predatory books. And 195 publishers participated in this directory. Then open access thesis and dissertation. This is very important. Around 34 lakhs theses are available in this site. 34 lakhs. And next. This is volunteer initiative. Around 2,000 archives are available in here, and this side is for economics. So comments. Solarganga. This is the open access initiative of India. Around 1 lakh PhD theses are available here, free of cost. Solarganga. Comments. Next is Bangladesh. We have started open access journal databases. It is called Bangladesh. Around 140 titles of journals are now available in this site. And we can search around 20,000 articles full text through this Bangladesh website. Next. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks to Dr. Mohammad Mustafizur Rahman for his nice presentation. I think it would be very helpful for the participants to have an idea on open access. Now I would like to request our honorable guests to take seats in the stage for a quick photo session. First, I would like to request Professor Dr. Mohammad Kaikubat, the Professor of Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology, to take a seat on our stage. I would like to request Dr. Anisuzzaman Khan, Chief Researcher of Isabella Foundation and an advisor of Open Access Bangladesh, to take a seat on the stage. Next, I would like to request Mr. Lutful Hafiz, Chairman of Eureka Group, to take a seat. And last, I would like to request Ms. Niti Verma from Taylor & Francis to have a seat on the stage. We have another video speech from Mr. Nick Sikoji, who is the director of Spark and an organizer of OpenCon. He has sent us a video message regarding open access. Let's see what he has said.
Hi, my name is Nick Sikoji. Spark and one of the organizers of OpenCon and LegalOpen. We are really excited. Bangladesh and this first seminar that you're hosting today. And OpenCon is one of Spark's initiatives to support the next generation. And the director of program engagement for Spark and one of the organizers of OpenCon and the OpenCon community. And we are really excited about the founding of Open Access Bangladesh and this first seminar that you're hosting today. Spark is a global coalition committed to making open the default for research and education, and OpenCon is one of Spark's initiatives to support the next generation of leaders in advancing open access to research articles, open research data, and open education as well. Now is a particularly exciting time to be getting involved in these open issues. There's a lot of momentum from the institutional level through to the governmental level around the world for policies and practices that make open the default. And I think there's a lot of exciting work that Open Access Bangladesh can do. There have been a number of organizations similar to Open Access Bangladesh that have been founded in the last few years that have really had tremendous impact, and I think it serve as instructive models for Open Access Bangladesh. So for example, in 2014, Open Access Nigeria was started, and since then they've established chapters at most of the universities across Nigeria and have held workshops and training seminars at many of those, and they estimate that they've reached tens of thousands of individuals through all of those efforts, really helping to raise awareness of open policies and practices at institutions across the country. There's another organization similar in Nepal called Open Access Nepal that's done work similar to Open Access Nigeria, but they've also done advocacy work targeted at institutions. So last year they actually passed within one institute at a university one of the world's strongest institutional open access policies that actually requires that faculty make the research that they publish openly accessible with an open license. And this was work that was led by an early career individual working with university leadership. Another model that you might be interested to consider is Open Sudan, that's been working with government leaders quite a bit in that country. And one of the methods that they've started to consider is working with governments to offer discounted access to high-speed internet for universities that commit to making the results of their research openly available and incentivizing researchers to make their outputs openly available. Of course, there are many, many hundreds and thousands of other researchers across the world that are making progress from the institutional level all the way up to the governmental level to make open the default. And I think as we look forward to what's going to make the open movement successful, I think what we are facing is really a problem of creating culture change from the institutional level all the way up to the research funder and educational material funder level. And I think if we're going to have effective culture change, that's something that needs to be led by individuals. It has to happen on the ground at every institution, within every scholarly society, within each department of a government, to start these conversations, but get people to see sort of the benefits of making research and education materials openly available, that it allows the research to have more impact, to reach the audiences that can most put it to use, rather than just those that have subscriptions, that it increases the return on government's investment, making sure that research the government funds makes its way into the hands of those who can make the most use of it. And culture change is really something that has to happen at a local level, on sort of an individual by individual basis. And I think that is one of the things that I'm most excited about seeing the progress that Open Access Bangladesh might be able to accomplish by starting these conversations at seminars like these and duplicating them at other institutions across Bangladesh, and not just workshops, but
Thanks to Mr. Nick Sekozy. Now I humbly request our honorable guests to take their seats in front of the stage as we are going to our final presentation. The final presentation will be regarding writing a research paper and get that published in a renowned journal. So we will take 5 minutes for the instrumentation setup. I humbly request all of here to be seated on their seats as we are taking only 5 minutes for the instrumentation setup, and then we will go to our final presentation that will be given by Shafina Sigun of Taylor and Francis regarding writing research paper and publication. Thank you.
It seems like you're standing in a garden with so many beautiful flowers and fragrance. So this is one of the few places we have come to that has such beautiful arrangement. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shafina Sigun and I'm the head of marketing. On my last visit to Bangladesh, we had a discussion with Open Access Bangladesh about what publishers could do to help researchers and other people interested in open access. And we proposed that we would come and give a presentation that would talk about the publisher's perspective to open access, that would tell you that publishers, unlike the contention that they are here to only make money, do not want to just make money, they also want to propose to you models of working where there can be mutual benefit for both the parties involved. So I'm going to today take you through Bangladesh research publication trend so that you know exactly what kind of publishing has been done from Bangladesh. What is OA? Many people have spoken about it. I will take very less time to talk about the publisher's perspective. What are the different options that are available for you as a researcher when you publish with Taylor and Francis? Why researchers usually choose to publish OA with us, and how we are working with the Right. Before I start that, let me quickly take you through who TNF, Taylor and Francis are. We are the publishers of scholarly journals since 1798. We currently publish 2,600 journals, working in partnership with societies and universities. We are also the largest social sciences publishers in the world, and we publish across sciences, social sciences, humanities, technology, art, and medicine. We offer choice of publishing in books, journals, open access, or behind the subscription wall. Look at the Bangladesh publication trend here. The total number of TNF publication from Bangladesh 2011 to 2016, 5 years, So in 2011, we had about 79 articles that came from Bangladesh to be published in Taylor and Francis, which moved from 79 to almost 165 plus articles in 2016. So year-wise, if you look at the growth, it was 42%, it took a dip in 2014 and went on to 29% increase in 2016, which is really encouraging. It also tells us that a lot of more researchers are now coming out to publish open access papers with publishers. TNF publication by subject discipline between 2011 and 16, these were about 350 articles in science and technology, about 240 articles in SSH, which is social sciences and humanities. And when I say not in a collection, this means new acquisitions that we bring into the company where articles are published. The number of TNF open access publications from Bangladesh shot up to almost 300% in 2016. In 2014, it was almost 100% increase over 2013 and 2012. So this is really an encouraging trend that is seen by publishers such as us from Bangladesh. Everyone has spoken about what is OA, but I would like to talk to you about OA in a different context. See, OA we all know is a route to publish your research but many people think that it is only to publish your research free. However, open access consists of two essential elements. But first I want to clarify that these two essential elements are accessibility and reuse. So first, the article that you publish, instead of being published behind a subscription wall, is freely accessible for anyone to read anywhere online. Secondly, with open access publishing, there are few or no restrictions on how that content can be used by third parties. This is designed to make it easy as possible for others to build upon the work and therefore research to have more impact on the research agenda. Two types of open access, you all know that I won't spend much time on this, gold and green. However, the gold open access is where your version of record, your article, has been edited, it has been typeset, it has been tagged for delivery and discovery online, and it's published by the publisher, freely available online. Green, of course, means you can archive, you can deposit a version of your article in a repository of your own choice, and it is accessible to the readers. Let's now look at the publishing process for an OA article. If you look at the slide given to you here, throughout the life cycle of an article, there are a number of different identifiable versions. So the author's original manuscript, or AOM, which is the first block here, it's the manuscript that the author has submitted to the journal, and this can be used freely at the discretion of the author anywhere. The accepted manuscript, or AM, is the manuscript after peer review, which is accepted by the journal's academic editor. This is the article version which would be archived in a repository for green open access. However, as Professor was telling in his presentation, embargoes can apply to archiving of or accepted manuscript. So every author, that is you should check the journal's policy before you sign to write a paper with them. The publisher's version, or the gold open access, is the final definitive citable version of your paper, which has been through the full range of publishers' process. For gold open access, it is the version which is freely available on the publisher's website, usually after the author publishing charge is paid, which is the ABC, the author's publishing charge. And this is what an AM looks like. AM means an accepted manuscript. So this has been taken from one of our LIS journals. The accepted manuscript is the version you should save and store and use to follow the green OA option when you publish in a subscription-based journal. And this is an example of a repository where the accepted manuscript is deposited. A repository, you know, is an online archive for storing research which is produced by the faculty or the institution. And it is usually more networked and searchable than a website. Usually it is the author who deposits the accepted manuscript, but there are some instances when a publisher can also do that. When taking the green OA option, the accepted manuscript should be delivered as a closed deposit in compliance with the publisher's embargo period. Now here you can see that this is green OA, so your article is available as a PDF. I will take you now to the final version of record, or gold OA. This is how a gold OA article would look. This is, when publishing gold open access, this version will be accessible to anyone, increasing the potential reach of your research. Embedded within the article of gold OA. So what does a publisher give you? Because open access is usually thought of as being free. A publisher would give you a digital object identifier, which is a unique identification number for the online version of that article. The article is citable by its DOI, which is important in online publishing, prior to print and particularly in open access publishing. The publisher would give you metadata, which will make your article more discoverable, citation and reference linking, enabling others to follow the research chain, Google Translation, so that there are no barriers to understanding your research, CallWiz. CallWiz is a tool for readers to share and annotate the article PDF. We also offer Allmatrix or article metrics, download citations to understand the impact of your data. The ORCID, which makes your research more identifiable. Color images and figures, as you can see on the screen, they can be manipulated, they can be downloaded. And also a lot of supplement material that a publisher produces for you, which can be data, video, images, which we post using Figshare at Taylor & Francis. So why should you go OA? Many people have spoken about it. Here is the publisher's perspective. Let's start with a quote from a researcher who published with us and wrote a blog post for our Author Services website on his work and why he chose to publish OA. If you will read what is written in bold, it says it is a form of publication that is totally inclusive. It means, the inspiring word that he says means that it includes all the genres of people across the world. I was talking to Professor Sir a little while ago and I said that if you are an LIS professional and you're actually publishing a topic that is of interest to not only the LIS community but other people outside the purview of that subject area, a publisher's accepted version would allow you to take that article forward to them. This review paper has been downloaded over 9,000 times and has been cited in 40 individual research pieces. It was featured in the International Business Times, Huffington Post, The Atlantic, and has been placed in top 5% of all research outputs as scored by Allmatrix. This was an article that the author from Green OA chose to go Gold OA with Taylor & Francis. There are most common reasons. Authors, like I showed you in the previous slide, they want to publish open access hard because of increased discoverability. Publishing OA means that anyone can read your research, as I said. So we've recently had an author who published an article with us on guidelines for practitioners on the treatment of Lyme disease. He worked with the medical association to write and highlight the guidelines, and they have been widely adopted by a lot of physicians. If you publish Gold OA, you can share and post your final published article anywhere, on social media, on academia.eu, on ResearchGate, or on your department and personal websites. You will also retain the copyright to your work. So I mentioned in the second part of OA as about two parts of OA, very important. One is accessibility, one is reuse. Let's talk about reuse and how others can build on your work while still ensuring that the author is attributed. So open access articles are usually published with Creative Commons license, which is called CC licenses. They are a suite of reusable licenses which define how third parties may reuse content. At their core is the absolute insistence on attribution to the original creator of the work. When an author chooses to publish Gold Open Access with Taylor & Francis, we ask authors to sign an open access publishing agreement. In the first part of this agreement, the author grants us the right to publish the article and to make the usual author warranties regarding originality and that they have followed ethical publishing and research practices. The second part of the agreement from Taylor and Francis asks authors to select their Creative Commons license, which dictates how others will reuse their material, which is OA. So let's quickly look at the three kinds of licenses. We offer 3 CC licenses on our Gold Open Access journals, which are CC BY on both open and hybrid journals, CC BY NC and CC BY NC ND. CC BY NC ND are non-commercial, no derivatives allowed licenses, where others may download your work and share it with others as long as the author is credited, but the work cannot be amended or used commercially. These are the next three kind of licenses which DNF does not use, however they are also in practice. SA license means that others can remix, tweak and build on your work, so they can change your work and then they can credit you and license their own creation. CC BY ND means you can redistribute your work commercially and non-commercially, but it has to be unchanged. And CC BY NC SA means that non-commercially the work can be tweeted and used. So who is publishing OA? You'll be interested to know that 22% of global research published in full OA journals in 2016, 15, and in 2013 it was 12%. So from 12% to 22% is now globally. And USA was leading the way, but it has really come down now. Brazil is on the top, followed by Turkey, Taiwan, India, Poland, and Sweden. The top 5 countries by percentage of global OA research output. Now here in 2016, USA rose again, followed by China and United Kingdom. And to put this all into context, these are the 2016 stats on which researchers are choosing to publish OA in DNF journals, whether they have paid an article publishing charge or not. While dominated by STM, OA is happening across disciplines. So biological, environment and earth 35%, as you can see the figures here. Medicine and health sciences are 24%, with the least research being published right now in the field of education. Article publishing charges, and APC is an article processing charge which often applies to articles published Gold Open Access. The charge is paid on the acceptance of your article, post peer review and before publication. APCs are often paid by the author, funder or institution, but authors do elect to pay themselves from their research grants as well. The APC is a value which supports high-quality peer review, editing and publishing services, dissemination of your research via our world-class publishing platform, Taylor and Francis Online, where OA articles regularly reach downloads in thousands and tens of thousands of number, global marketing and publicity, which includes guidance on how you can work with us to promote your work, article metrics, which means downloads, citations, impact of your work, so that you can access your work's impact, and long-term archiving and preservation, so that your work is discoverable today, tomorrow, and into the future. And as my colleague Neeti always says to the audience, until and unless there is a nuclear bomb attack on the world, your work will be always safe with us. So let's now look at how do researchers find the funding to publish OA. Funders may fund APCs directly, or more often they will allow APCs to be covered by research grants. Your institution may have a central fund for open access publishing. At Taylor and Francis, we also have different offers on the journals throughout the year. Think, Check and Submit is a publishing industry initiative which aims to help researchers make informed choices. The website is called thinkchecksummit.org. It provides you information on whether the journal or researcher is planning to submit their work is a respectable journal or is it a predatory journal? What are the options that you need to have? So this is one site you should definitely know about. Impact of OA on various stakeholders. Clearly, this transition towards an open access culture is having impact on all stakeholders within the publishing process, the author, the library, and the publisher. At TNF, we've drawn from experiences researchers and librarians across the globe are sharing with us, from those working in sciences, social sciences, humanities, and medicines, to show how the changing dynamic of OA is impacting us. I think it's easy to get caught up in the challenges thrown by OA for all of us. I have a lot of conversations in this role, both internally and externally, with library customers, trying to work out new ways of doing things, overcoming barriers, but it's important to remember the huge opportunity that open access creates for us. As a publisher of journals in an area of discipline, we are seeing how the idea of impact is increasingly important in open access, linking to accessibility and discoverability. With the librarians, some of the factors that we want to help librarians with are increased APCs librarians feel are a problem because they often lead to acquisitions, budgets set up for subscriptions, etc. The second problem is managing the institutional repositories, and particularly the challenge of getting authors to deposit all their work in a timely manner. How do you know when an affiliated author has published a paper? How do you keep up with the myriad of published policies around sharing work, etc.? And librarians also want to become a knowledge bank on funding mandates, copyright and licensing. So the traditional partnerships with publishers of libraries are now evolving, and we are working together with more and more libraries to ensure that open access comes to the fore and that we can help. On the publisher, the choice of author, the license types, the routes to publish, etc., we are constantly trying to meet the need of the author. We also want to provide tools and guidances, webinars, advocacy material, etc. Today we have given you folders in which you have material on open access, but you also have material on how to get published in a paper. This is a booklet that we have specially printed for Bangladesh, and we'll be distributing it after this presentation is over. What is the impact of OA on the researcher? Varying levels of engagement a researcher has to do with open access. Some are driven to OA through complying with funding mandates, but others are driven through a moral obligation or a desire for their research to have the wildest impact. Quickly, I want to show you that how accessibility in OA is taken to a different level. On our website, this is an article published in one of our education journals in 2008. In 2011, there weren't many downloads available for this article, but once this article became open access, there was a huge spike in downloads. This article was published by the University of Dundee as a prepayment scheme. So as you can see, when it was not OA, there were 4,371 downloads, and when it became OA, the downloads in 2 years turned to 13,575. So if you publish OA with us, what happens? First of all is that you can link your website in your library with our Taylor and Francis Cogent open access journals, which is free. This is Jawaharlal Nehru University. You can see on the top Taylor and Francis Cogent free access, open access journals. So if there are librarians in this group who would like to get TNF open access journals link on their library website, you are most welcome to please talk to us after this session is over. I would like to now request Neeti to please come up here with me. So for Bangladesh, we have an offer to publish your article at a special South Asia prize, to participate in our early career research program, and or to bring out a special issue in one of our OA journal, or to talk to us to publish your OA journal. If there are any questions around publishing your article, any particular information on article processing charges, or to publish your own journal, now is the time. You are welcome to ask questions now. Are there any questions that we can answer? Yes, please. At the back. Do we have a mic, sir, for him? You need a mic. Would you like to come over? Sorry, if you want to talk in your local language, we have our local manager here who's based in Kolkata, Devatam. He will be happy to answer in the local language.
Can you give the details about the impact of OA on publisher, which you script?
Sorry?
The impact of OA on publisher.
Yes.
We would like to get the details
Okay.
about this, which
Alright.
you script.
You want to know about the impact of journals on the Taylor and Francis website for publishers, for us, right? Is that the question? Alright, can we do this after the session gets over and we can talk about this and I can give you the details? Yeah, will that be okay? Alright. Is there anyone here who is wishful of writing a paper? Yes, ma'am. Sorry, could you take the mic, please?
Thank you. I am Hasina Afroz from Pratt City Librarian. I am working as a librarian. You are saying that publish your article at a special South Asia price. Why it is not free? If I want to publish
Yes.
it, why it is not free?
Sure, sure. Would you like to answer? Why is it not free?
Yeah. If it is
Well,
quality
first of
journal
all-
article, in that case it should be free, isn't it?
Yes. The dissemination is still free. What is not free is the processing behind your article. Now, there are two ways of putting an article out there. And it may or may not suit you, but it's up to you then. And that's, I will pick up from the presentations that were done earlier by Professor, who said that the institutional repositories, and just bear with me when I step back a little bit and explain to you how this works. I'm taking that off right now just for you to concentrate on it. When in India, he showed that there was an institutional repository and it's called the eShodh Ganga. Now, over the years when these theses will sit on these repositories, the biggest issue at some point of time will be searchability and discoverability. You will not be able to find what you put in there. That's one way of looking at it when you want to go free. We take the content from you and we dump it there. Why were the publishers really required to step into the field is, like we've just discussed, this movement has not been new. It has been going on from the 1980s. There was an FTP server, we used to go up there. I have used those FTP servers for my studies. There were institutions in fundamental research who used to keep adding on content on it. Very difficult to find. Publishers came into picture when we started to add the value to the content that was put on web. Simple question to ask is, when you go and search on Google, there are tens and thousands of pages that are shown. How many times have you gone to the second page or the third? You don't. You go to the first 4 lists of searches that show up and you go there. That's the searchability behind it. Google makes money through ads. Publishers don't have a facility to go commercial and ask for ads from, maybe at some point of time it may happen, but not at this point of time. When publishers were asked to step in, we had to add value to your content to be discovered by your own community. Now, 2 ways of doing that. The social media is doing it, but there's no value added to it because you will not cite yourself as a researcher and as a scientist yourself. Pick up something that was written on Facebook or was tweeted and then cite it in your journal. You won't do that. So now I'm coming to answering your question to the specifics, is when a publisher starts to process this article, we send it for peer review, bring it back and host it on our servers. Then we are looking at language services. There are many like yourself, including all of South Asia and other places, where they are not native English speakers. So we've got to clean that up. The editorial looks at it, whether it sits well, and you saw, I was very grateful actually, sir, for your presentation, because he actually explained how the scope and the structure and everything works on it. It should fit in the journal. It should reach out to the right kind of community. Similar scenario when you have hundreds of channels that you have on television, but you're not actually watching them. They're just there. So the APC charges are actually not author publishing charges, they are actually processing fee to manage all that to put on our service. You are free, however, to put it on your repositories. You're also free as a government to invest in searchable tools, open access searchability tools or discoverability tools, and use that content. Actually, this service, open access, comes from what you want as researchers and not what a publisher wants. The content is actually made by you and has to reach you, which is the medium in between.
Okay. Sometimes as a librarian, I found that some of the students, their articles are fantastic and they want to publish it.
Okay.
But maybe they don't have enough money for that.
Yeah.
In that case, how you will provide assistance to them?
Correct. So, for a couple of years, we have now identified this need in developing countries like ourselves. You will agree that we all belong to an organization which is global and sits in UK and the US. The actual processing charges are $3,000 an article. And we have made them understand that that's not a processing charge. Anybody, whether it is Bangladesh or India or Sri Lanka or Nepal, can pay a researcher from. Therefore, it's now been agreed that we will heavily subsidize it to $400 an article, but that's the bare minimum the company needs to actually put the article up there. And for us to manage that, but if there are issues where you come up with several articles, of course we are here and we have an OA manager back in the office. Visiting Bangladesh through our agents and coming out to you, where we can bundle loads of articles together and come up with better pricing. So we are open, like Sir said, we need to be open in open access. So we are trying to be open in looking at what we can do for you to develop this content. Primary reason behind Terror in France is today partnering with you and you listening to us is giving us your time on a hot public holiday. Many thanks for that. Is the fact that as Delhi people, as from South Asia, we want to develop this content. We want South Asia on the map and we want this content to be seen as globally important scientific research content that sits on global platforms.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What is your real price and what is South Asia?
$3,000, sirs, is the real price. $400 is for the South Asia. Sorry.
Sorry. Good noon, the three of you, and welcome to my country.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming here. I have rather a different kind of question, if you may. I have been working with Dr. Tabin from AIUB collaborating with Toronto University. We work for the economical development, the H pyramid, if you know. The economics using the, for the purpose of use, should put in short, the psychodynamics of youth developments. We work for that particular process. For what I have personal experience, for our experience, we don't want to put that into word and to spread all around, because we can actually see what's going around, and that will come around at one point. Our main purpose is basically we try to be eagerly want to reach out to different kind of people to work together, because I know my local generation, they presumably they know their local scenarios. We want to work together. As for my concern, for my last 2 years researches, I found out India, very purposely, and I'm proud to be naming that country, India, along with Bangladesh, has the most brightest future using the youth up until next 40 years. I would rather have TNF let me meet with other peers who are actually thinking alike. Sure. Can I have that opportunity? Because I have been to the website this morning. If it's my fault, I'm sorry, but I haven't seen that opportunity in there. I could rather post the paper in there. Some people hopefully will come up and correct me, work together at some point, hopefully. But I would rather work together with other people. Because in my knowledge, I have worked with Italian, Canadian people. They are very friendly with this purpose because there are scenarios, the age gap in here, and youth being 20 to about 35 is the highest rank in these two countries. And I'm actually happy because all these years they have been calling us the third world country, the third world country. And we're about to be the first world country. Forget the World War II, second kind of thing, all this stuff. But we're about to be at the top. I would rather have fun with all the other people. Can I have that opportunity to TNF?
Well, I understand that you're saying that you'd like to connect with more like-minded people who can help in the formation of a better process towards maybe OA or the economic background that you're talking about. We have an author services website and we have an editor services website where we host information such as this on a regular basis. Besides that, we also host a lot of webinars globally that people can attend and there connect on platforms to like-minded people who would share your concerns or probably have a chat forum like that. It isn't a chat forum, it's just an area where you can actually connect, ask your questions and talk to each other. So
but anything could be helpful at this point.
Yes. So if you're interested, what I'm going to do is if you just give me your details after the session gets over, I will put you on there is a postcard in your folders which says be the first to know. Please fill that up and return it to us for me to take it back if you'd like to be enrolled in our information services which will give you all of this information. Sorry? Can you check your folders? Devatam tells me it may not be there. If it is not there, no problem. If it is not there, and if you could give me your name, and we have the registration details with us. Yeah, I'm going to do an open access quiz in which you are going to fill up your details. Just write on the top of it, please enroll me for conversation forums, and I will do that when
Thank you very much.
Most welcome, most welcome. So what I'm going to now do is, we are going to ask Devatam to give you a sheet which contains some questions. These are open access questions. You have exactly 2 minutes to answer them, not 5, not 3. After 2 minutes, I will cut it off, give you the answers. You are going to give your sheet with your name to your neighbor who's going to be your teacher and check your answer. If you get good marks, then we have some gifts for you that I'm going to distribute right here. And after that, in 5 minutes, I'm going to take you through some tips when you write in a paper what to remember and what not to remember, and then we can say thank yous. Okay? Devatam, can you please, and if somebody from the audience can help him, somebody can come in the front, just distribute the sheets, put your name please, your university, I need to open this again. Your email ID, and write your email ID in clear letters. When we look at your ID, sometimes just are unable to understand. Yeah, this is fine. This is done. We'll move on to the next one. Thank you. That's good. Alright, has everyone received it? Could you raise your hands if you've all got the sheets? Right. So your time starts now. Put your name, put your email ID, answer these questions, and I will cut you in 2 minutes to tell you the results, and then we can take it forward. have a sheet, please? Can I have a sheet? If you have a query, please pen it down on the top of the sheet. Shata, thank you. All right, the time is up. Can you please give your sheets to your neighbors to check? Deb, can you go around please and do that? Just give the sheets to the neighbors. Please do not check your own answers. Then you don't stand a chance to win the prize. Only if you hand it over to your neighbors. Okay, quickly. Come on, hand it over. Give it to your neighbor. Yeah, take her sheet. Time's up, just take the sheets. Okay. Can I give you the answers then? Can I have the mic, please? The mic? Yeah. May I invite, where is ma'am, you, can you come to the front? Yes, come to the front. Give us the mic, give her the mic, please. Can you read out the questions? Come to the front, help us. All right. Please read out the first question. Yeah, please come here with me. Come on. Yeah, with me. Okay, we are going to read out the first question and give you the answer. Yes.
Readers have free access to an article if it is published open access. True or false? True or false? True. Okay. I think readers cannot have free access to an article if it is published open access, if it is gold OA. So this is a false statement, it is not the right statement. Okay, so 1 mark for the correct answer, 0 for the wrong answer. Open access.
Open access journals are not peer reviewed.
Open access journals are peer reviewed or not peer reviewed? True or false?
False.
False. Very good. It's false. Correct.
Open access journals are of a low quality and there are no means to check for ethical standards.
False. Yes, it's a false answer. Correct. Next.
Open access journals are not indexed in major databases and does not have impact factors. False.
False. Good answer. Yes, it's false. Next.
All open access journals charge publication fees.
True or false?
False.
False. That's false. For green OA, or if you're depositing it in your own repository, there is no fee needed. False.
Article publishing charges APC are paid by the authors themselves.
True or false? It's a false statement because sometimes a funding agency or your institute may pay the author processing fee.
There is no distinction between a predatory journal and open access journals, as both charge article processing charges.
True or false? It's a false statement. Right.
Open access only helps reader, not authors.
False again. Right.
Open access articles are not copyrighted.
False. Yes.
Open access journals are of poorer quality than traditional subscription-based journals.
False. Yes.
Open access journals are
Intrinsically.
low in quality.
False. Yes, it's a false statement.
Open access threatens academic society publisher revenues needed for other activities in addition to their publishing.
False. It's a false statement, please.
Publishing in a conventional journal closes the door on making the same work open access.
It's a false statement again, correct? Very good.
Unlike many subscription journals, choosing an open access journal means you hold the copyright for your work, rather than this copyright transferring to the publisher instead.
True. It's a true statement. Absolutely correct.
Funding is available for authors wanting to publish open access to cover the cost of APC's article publishing charge.
True or false? True. Absolutely correct. Who got 15 on 15? Please stand up. Anybody who got 15 on 15? Nobody. 14 on 15. Nobody got 14 on, ma'am. Could you come to the front? Please give her a big hand. So, what we are giving, not now, wait. So we are giving, this is an 8 GB pen drive from Taylor & Francis. You can get all information about us and use it for your work. Thank you very much. Who's got 13 on 15? Come. Please come. You got 13 on 15, please come. Right, so 13 on 15, again 8 GBs but smaller. Please use them in your work. Anybody? Okay, that's it. Now the point is, anybody who got 15 on 15 that we missed? No.
13.
How many did you get? 13, but we've done 2 13s, but we wanted more 14s. Anybody with come forward, please, sir. 14. Here you go. Pen drives for you. Both of you. You can keep. Yeah, you can. My people are collecting it. All right. Well, I think I have 4 more pen drives. So I'm going to be asking a question, and if you can answer that, then I'm happy to give you a prize. Can you tell me which subject area is the least published in open access today? I showed that slide and I showed you the percentage of subject areas. With Taylor & Francis open access program, which subject category is the least published for open access? Sir? Education, absolutely correct. Can you please come forward, sir? All right, I'm going to show you 2 more slides now before I finish. Thank you, ma'am. I was asked to also give you tips on how to get published. This is a booklet that we have printed for you. It says how to get published in academic journals, and it has has some important tips. It's a big comprehensive booklet. Please use it. And when you write a paper, go through it carefully. I will take you quickly. Why do you want to publish? Is very simple. You want to take your research out to the world, to exchange your ideas and to build your reputation. What are the stages to go through before you submit? So these are the stages. The most important thing that I'd like to tell you is please workshop your paper or set up an academic writing circle with friends. Because somebody reading your article from the outside may pick up on inconsistencies or poor explanations that you haven't seen. So it starts with an idea, then you choose the journal you want to publish to, you read the back issues of that journal, you write your first draft, you use a friend who can be critical to your writing, you refine your draft again, you check your notes for contributors, you proofread and you submit. How do you choose the right journal? A journal article is not a magazine or a book article, so then you need to be very careful about which journal to pick up. As Professor Sir was presenting, every journal has aims and scopes, so it's very important to go through the aims and scopes of a particular journal. Why should you read the aims and scopes? Because they make you understand what the journal is about and who it is for. And then you should know your audience. Who are the kind of people who read these particular journals? Are these, and then think, check, submit, I already took you through, I'll be very fast. How do you write for a journal? What are the do's and the don'ts? Look at some published papers. Please fit the aims and scope. Consider English polishing, check for your spelling and grammar. And don't overlook the title, don't rush your abstract, do not take copyright permissions, miss out on attachments, or send the incorrect version of your. The instruction, I will leave this. There is a Taylor & Francis editing services available. This service we offer to authors pre-submission. And you don't have to be submitting to a TNF journal. You could be submitting, this is a UK-led initiative. So therefore on our website you will find more information about it. It's called tnfeditingservices.com. Please be wary of self-plagiarism and do not submit a paper to more than one journal at one time. And also mention any source of funding for your paper, very important. What is your submission checklist? A title page file with all the names of the authors and co-authors, and main document file with abstracts and keywords. All this information is available in this booklet, so you don't have to really make notes, you just need to go through the booklet and you will know. How many types of peer reviews? The last slide. Single blind review where the reviewer's name is hidden from the author. Double blind review where the reviewer's name is hidden from the author and author's name is hidden from the reviewer. Open review where no identities are concealed, and post-publication review where comments can be made by readers and reviewers after the article has been published. What are the top 10 reasons for rejection? You sent it to the wrong journal. It's not a true journal article. Your style is poor, your grammar, punctuation or English is poor, poor theoretical framework, or scrappily presented and badly proofread article. Once you do all of that, you are published, but then you need to make sure that you follow the entire life cycle as given in this. Dave, could you please circulate this one copy to everybody? Yeah? All right. Thank you very much, people, for listening to us, for giving us that kind of patience. I know it's getting hotter and hotter in the room. I'm feeling it too. So I think it's time to have a cup of tea and say thank yous to each one of you as we meet you. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thanks a lot to Shafina Segun for her nice presentation. So our first session of this workshop has ended, and now we are going to the second session where our honorable guest speakers will say some words for us. So now I would like to request Mr. Kazi Habibul Awal, the former Defense Secretary, Ministry of Defense, the People's Republic of Bangladesh and Chairman, Center for Legal Studies Bangladesh Limited, to have a seat on the stage. Mr. Kazi Habibul Awal. I would also like to request Dr. Mohammad Kaikobat, Professor of Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology, to have a seat on the stage. Okay, so next I would like to request Mr. Tariq Haidar, the former District and Session Judge and Faculty Member, Center for Legal Studies Bangladesh Limited, to have a seat on the stage, please. Now our volunteers will welcome our honorable guests with some flowers.
सामने जाओ भैया सामने आ
Now I would like to invite Dr. Anisuzzaman Khan, an advisor of Open Access Bangladesh, to have a seat on the stage, please. He is also the Chief Researcher of Isabella Foundation. Dr. Anisuzzaman Khan. And the last, I would like to request Mr. Ghulam Mustafa, the publisher of Haqqani publication, to have a seat on the stage, please. Mr. Ghulam Mustafa. I would like to request Dr. Anisuzzaman Khan to say some words for our honorable guests and participants.
Honorable guests in the dais, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am really happy to know that Open Access Bangladesh, they took very timely and effective initiative which is very much in harmony with the policy of the government of Bangladesh, that this is the time to become a country in a transition from low income to be the median income country. So far our knowledge goes that there was a tradition, if I remember correctly, the way of dissemination of information and research results in the early 80s. We need to go to the libraries, we check the abstract, and we try to find the reference books given by the professors in their lecture that this is the books you need to read, you need to make notes, and then do research and publish. But unfortunately, maybe there